I was like, no, there's no way. The writing was on the wall a long time ago. You know what I mean? You just have to read the signs. If you're blind or illiterate as fuck and you don't read the signs, I feel sorry for you. We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy, Big Serpavelli, back in the place to be. La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy, Mr. Nine Times. And it is 4th of July. If you hear any shit going off, you probably won't because my voice is booming. So you're probably not gonna, it's 4th of July, so you're probably not gonna hear the fireworks in the back. But that's the AC. They've already been popping them off and shit. And I'm like, why would you do that, guys? It's sun shit, but it ain't sun down. So this fucking microphone fucking went down on me. Like my ex. But, hold on. There we go. There we go, dog. There we go. Okay, we'll be good. As long as this shit, because I've had podcasts where this shit fucking, and it goes down. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going. So right off the bat, I got a couple of things that I want to say. So basically, just to like recap the week, I started at my new job. I don't want to disclose where I'm at right now, but I will disclose where I was before. And obviously, you've probably seen it before, but I think there's one episode, I forgot. It's one of like the first, I want to say episodes, maybe like around the 50s or 60s of me wearing my FedEx hoodie, which looking back at it, I probably shouldn't have worn that at the time just because like to protect myself from like the company and shit, because FedEx and also other companies, they do this like where if they see you on social media, they're going to find out who you are, whether it's good or whether it's bad, and the laptop is in the way. So let me push that. There we go. So you can see the cuete. I love this fucking pistol. This is like one of my favorite pistols of all time. I heard something, but good thing I have the cuete with me. Yeah, you know, 45 hollow heads in here. So, you know, just wanted to bring it out to celebrate our freedom because it's 4th of July and it's Independence Day, and my hat is getting cut off from the camera, but that's fine. I don't really give a fuck. What was I saying? Okay, so companies, like I know a certain, like when I was in FedEx, somebody had did some shit where somebody posted a video of them doing something good, right? Like it was probably them helping out an old lady, let's say, or a stranger, and they found out who the person was, and they got like a bonus or something like that on the which is really cool, right? Which is, they should do that all the time. I feel like anyway, like companies should give bonuses to workers for doing things like that, and FedEx does that. They do what's called BZs or Bravo Zulus. I'm freely talking about this because I just left them, obviously, but they do I think it's like a $500 bonus, but they only give this once a year to one station at a given time. So I know this girl that got it, but to me it was like, they probably just gave it to her because they wanted some pussy or something, right? Like to me, it did. I know this person. I'm like, bruh, like there's no way you giving this chick that shit, bruh. You ain't giving her no $500 for the shit that this. And I'm not shitting on this girl anyway, but it's just more so like I know the person, and it's kind of like a blowjob. That's a $500 blowjob right there. You know what I mean? Like she got paid. She probably got paid for whatever she did already, and then $500 on the back in my voice crack. You know my back, whatever the fuck. Yeah, so that's funny. My voice crack. My voice, I feel like it's changing. Sometimes when I talk with my dad and shit, I have like a raspiness in my voice. Here my shit goes again. It's really weird. I don't know what it is, but I'm sweating a lot, and I just wet my hair and shit like that. So with FedEx, they give you what are called BZs, where they just give you bonuses for whatever. I've gotten one BZ before, which here my voice goes again. That's weird. Am I 15 again? I'm like 16, bro. I'm going through changes. Oh, I love that song, but it's Ozzy, right? No, I think it's Black Sabbath. Regardless, Ozzy was singing. That fool hard as fuck. But what was I saying? So yeah, well, I've gotten a BZ before. It's $100. I've gotten Employee of the Month before, which is $150. But the fucking awesome thing is, they don't give you $100. What the fuck is up with my boys? They give you $100. Maybe if I don't go on my jive slang, maybe if they would have gave me $100 check, I would have fucking gotten less taxes pulled off of my regular check. Ha 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 ha. Like, nah. You know what I mean? That's not how I talk. So for all the people and the few, most of y'all, I love y'all out there. You accept me for who I am. You don't judge me, talk shit behind my back. But for some of y'all that be fucking Jimmy the Judger or whatever the fuck, cocksuckers out there that want to question, yo, is this like a show? Is this like fucking, what is this, dog? Like, are you from the Bronx? Are you really from the West? I'm West Coast to the Deaf Coast, bruh. Like, people don't even know, like, just because I'm Chicano or I don't say fool all the fucking time, or I don't say whatever, like, whatever it is, you know what I mean? I don't subscribe myself to, I gotta talk like this or talk like that. So for anybody who has a problem with me talking and speaking the way I do, you could suck a fucking dick and go watch something else instead of trying to spy on me and hate from the sidelines. That's something I never got in life with people. Like, if you really don't like somebody, why don't you just fuck off? Why don't you go and suck 9 dicks in a row instead of paying attention to what I'm doing? Because you're really robbing yourself of your own time and your own happiness. Did you ever think about that? Because hating on somebody never got you further. Like, people be like, oh, fuck this fool. Ain't you hear about Big Serb? This fool's talking shit, fool. What the fuck, fool? And, you know, where did that ever get you in life? Because you done robbed yourself about 20 seconds of some shit you could have been doing better. You know what I mean? And this is my show, so I could talk all the shit I want about whoever I want, and I don't give a fuck because it's my show, right? And here my voice goes cracking and shit. So going back to the whole FedEx thing, I left the company. I left the company on good terms. I kind of didn't want to, because my whole thing is, when my back's against the wall, that's when my hustle is impeccable, bruh. Like, my hustle didn't ever get no better just by be given shit. You know what I mean? Like, just having shit handed to me. I really had to work hard for everything I have ever got in fucking life. No one handed me shit. I took the bull by the horn's paws, and I made shit happen on my own. I fucking took every opportunity. Nobody ever gave me shit, bruh. So going back to the whole leaving on good terms, really it was just to protect myself, and you always got to protect yourself, whether it be from AIDS or these other levas or having, you know, the heat on you. Like, it's just, you got to cover your bases. And I know once you leave a company, you're going to obviously want to put down a reference, right? So your reference is da-da-da-da-da. They call and be like, yo, what's up with Big Serbs? Is he cool or what? And if you fucked up, they're going to be like, nah, Big Serbs is they're going to bury you for sure. Like, if you quit on the job and said, fuck you, suck my dick, and bounce, they didn't even clock out, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that fool Serbs, he's what do they say professionally? They say he's a worker that's difficult to work with, and all the professional yada yadas, you know what I mean? They bury you and make it seem like you're this fucking crazy maniac or whatever that you really weren't. Like let's say, like in my situation, you were just fed up with work and how the ship was going down. So you just said, fuck it, and I'm out. But I left amicably. Oh my God, this shit's fucking pissing me off, dude. Fucking stay in one spot, puto. Fuck, man, really? Fuck. Oh, and I tightened this shit when it went down. Great. So, fucking bullshit, bro. I forgot what I was talking about anyway, too. Right, leaving work amicably. Okay, right? So, when you leave a company, you have to leave on good terms. Why? When they call you for the reference, they're going to say, Big Serbs, he was difficult to work with. He wasn't professional. He was a fucking bag of dicks to be around. And they're going to bury you like that. Bury meaning like they're gonna make you look bad. For anybody who doesn't like know wrestling terminology, I just found that out, and my voice is gonna crack about 40 fucking times. I already know. So if my voice cracks anymore, just pretend like I'm fucking 14, and we just gonna keep it at that, bruh. So what I did was literally, they called me on Wednesday, and the next Friday, the new job, and then next Friday I left. I left the company and shit, and a lot of people, I'll say more people were glad that I got a new job. They were a little upset that I was leaving. And it's so funny because, well, let me just finish that. So whenever you leave a company, leave on good terms, which means you give them a notice. It's commonly known as a 2-week notice, but their policy, FedEx's policy, that you need to give them 1 week in advance just for them to schedule your last check. And that I totally understand. Like, I need to get paid. And they paid me my last check on my last day, but my fucking manager, she didn't even know that it was like your last ever check is always from any company is always going to be paper, like a check instead of direct deposit. Don't ask me why they do that. They have I think what it is they just cut you off. Like they cut your benefits, you gotta boom, boom, boom. They start cutting you off and they just give you your check. Here you go, get the fuck out of here. Have a nice life, right? I think that's what it is. They get your direct deposit. They get all your information. They put it in the paper shredders and all that shit. So, and you don't even keep your seniority. You know, not that you need it over there, really. Oh, wait, you do when you bid for routes. Well, whatever. It doesn't even matter because I wasn't even a courier. So I forgot where I was gonna go. I was gonna go somewhere else. Maybe if I get to it. Oh, well, it was just like when I told people. So basically, just leave on good terms. I know I'm fucking went back to this 4 times. Leave on good terms. That way, when they reference you, they could be like, yes, he was cool to work with. He was great. Like me, I can already tell. Like as far as like work, I was always on time. I was never fucking late. I rarely called out, and I had a great work ethic. Yeah, you know, I'll dick around and whatever, normal shit, right? But I was never like really difficult to work with, or like literally on when they give you your like year in review notes, my manager like put like I boost the morale of the work group and I'm really cool to be around. Like I'm just a cool person. You would notice that too. Like the people that don't like me are the few fuck faces that are just haters. Like you don't got nothing going on in your life. You didn't get no pussy. You don't get no money. Like you just a fucking wumpty dumpty ass lump on a stump ass level. And that's fine. Like if you want to be that one dickhead who's a hater, then feel free to hate on me. Cause you ain't nothing but a piece of shit anyway. You fucking dummies, bruh. So, yeah, I got a lot of energy right now. I really do, just because it's my day off. It's the 4th of fucking July. And I'm cooling, man. I'm kind of pissed because I gotta fucking go to sleep right now. But I already know I'm not gonna get that much sleep. I'm only gonna get like 5 hours of fucking sleep, wake up at 3 in the morning and get my shit going. But that's the part about working full time. Before I was working part time. Now I'm a fucking full timer. And it's good. It's great. I'm getting more money. I'm gonna be making almost double of what I made before. And it's crazy because one dude out of our hire group, he took a pay cut. I think he was making like $27, $28. He was like a machinist, right? Like putting rocket ship parts, I think he said, together, or just putting parts together in general. And he was making it happen, and he took a pay cut to be a Metro. But I told him, I was like, bruh, you could move up fast, like especially with your experience. You probably wouldn't even need to be in like the on-the-job training programs or anything. You could just apply, they accept you, and you're in, bro. Like, and you still stay in the same union. You don't have to change unions. You keep your seniority, and you're good. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a mechanic. I want to be just the position I have now, maybe a lead or a supervisor for my position, and that's it. I really don't feel like learning shit, especially now that I'm gonna have less time I'm gonna be having less time doing the music, the podcast. So I'm really like, I used to squeeze in like 2 podcasts a week, and there they go busting off. but that's not going to be a possibility. Like, for sure, it's only going to be once a week, for sure only. And I'm going to have to take my free time, like my weekend time, to do it, which I'm not going to want to do. I have music going on. Shout out to Zika Bit, Slick C, Chicano Syndicate, JBL, and C, Big Classic. Like, I just got a whole bunch of Chava Styles. I got a whole bunch of music that I'm working on with the, I hope I didn't miss anybody, but I have a whole bunch of music that I'm going to be dropping very soon. I got the beat tapes lined up on deck. Speaking of which, I just reminded myself I gotta fucking put that shit together. The next tape is gonna be dropping very, very soon. Wait, you like this, by the time you watch this, it's gonna already be dropping. But you know, and then also too, like, I got podcasts lined up. Like, I gotta do a podcast with Chava Styles. You don't even know, but we gotta promote. This will already be out, but a Painter's Palisade, which is fucking banging. We're gonna get in a real in-depth conversation, so that'll probably be next episode. Then I'm gonna do a podcast with Santi, and that'll be the episode after that. So maybe I won't actually do a podcast until after that, but I already know myself. I'm gonna keep stacking episodes because I have a lot of shit to say, and the fact that I'm like 8 episodes ahead, or right now I'm at 6 episodes ahead, or some shit, some crazy shit like that. Like, I'm probably gonna stack the episodes together because I don't like, I just don't like, why are you watching this in August? You're probably gonna watch this in like August or September. Like, we're barely in July, you know what I mean? So there's no reason for me to be 2 months ahead, especially if I talk about current events and you're like, dog, Serbs, you're way like we forgot about that shit already, because the way social media works, it just flies by. Like, 2 months in social media is 20 years, and fucking, I completely understand that. But I want to talk about a couple of things maybe before I move on from FedEx. So I want to appreciate everybody at FedEx. Everybody, I do have some personal gripes and issues, but I'm going to keep that in my personal life. Like, I won't air anything out. I think I've already aired out grievances before, but it's just like, when I really look at it, bro, everyone did their job, especially when working with me. Everyone, I feel like, across the board did what they could. Of course, you can nitpick and be like, you should have did this, you should have did that. I almost completed the AIM program, which was getting into management. Like, I wanted to be a manager, and I'm so glad I didn't do that. I'm so glad that the homies picked up the phone and called your boy, because now I'm being taken care of. Like, I'm being really well taken care of. And that's something that a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't taken care of with the company. And FedEx is a company where you break your back, literally, for the company. Like, I was prescribed muscle relaxers and what else were they codeine pills? No, that was last time. Muscle relaxers, and I want to say ibuprofen or something like that. But when you got to start taking pills for your job, it's no bueno, dog. You know, I shouldn't be taking prescription pills for my work. Like, when it got to that point, I knew I had to get the fuck out of here. And with leaving, when I was telling everybody I was leaving, I let like the good homies know way ahead of time, like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving. Just want to let you know, like, I passed my test. You know, I'm just waiting for a call. Just letting you know right now, I'm not gonna be here anymore. And everybody else, it kind of was on the hush hush. By the time it was like my last week, everyone mostly everybody knew, like, I was gonna be leaving. So, a lot of people were like, oh man, like, it's gonna suck to be like, what are we gonna do without you? Like, I don't know, you know? And that's not like, it sounds funny, but it was just like, it's crazy what people at work, your work friends really are like your work friends, you know what I mean? It's interesting to me because I don't feel like I really have had that many work friends like that. Like, no, I was that work friend for others, but other people weren't really work friends like that for me, if I could, you know, if that makes sense, you know. I'm like this over there too, like at work, at FedEx, that's how I was. I was like this, you know, I was really loud, I didn't give a fuck. Especially like the last month, I said, fucking fly everything out the window. You know, the homegirl, she was like, I get this is your last day here, but why did you have to say that? Because I'm leaving. I'm never gonna come back. And people will say that, oh, just in case you come back. I appreciate it, but I'm never coming back here. And that's not with any disrespect. That's with all due respect, because any and everything that this company could have given the opportunity for me, just I have nothing. This company has given me everything that it could, and that's not enough. When things aren't enough in your life, you need to figure out what the fuck the next move is. Do not ever be comfortable. And it's funny because one of the coworkers was like, yeah, it's really good that you're leaving, because a lot of people, they just get comfortable or whatever it is and they don't leave their job. And I said, that's fucking ass backwards, because I'm always on the move. I'm always thinking, what's the next step? How can I get better? How can I improve? How can I make my hustle harder, hustle smarter? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And where could we go from here? Because the whole getting paid $20 an hour, the whole only working 6 hours, barely making 30 hours a week, and that was like squeezing water out of a rock to get that, because they were trying to cut, like literally they were trying to cut more hours, more people, and all that shit. And I was like, no, there's no way. For me, the writing was on the wall a long time ago. You know what I mean? You just have to read the signs. If you're blind or illiterate as fuck and you don't read the signs, I feel sorry for you. I really do. Because I'm trying to make it happen. I was even trying to get one of the homies, he's a mechanic. Shout out to homie David. Good homie of mine. Like, that's a homie that towards the end, like especially like the last day I seen him, he was really cool, you know what I mean? There's very few people that I consider friends in the workplace that I could be homies with outside of work. I don't like just talking to everybody, especially about my personal life and shit like that. You know what I mean? I might give you surface level things, but like if we're really homies, you're going to really know me for sure on like a personal level. But with the homie David, he's got really good mechanic experience. And I told him, I was like, yo, come apply. There's always positions for you. And he was saying, no, I'm making like almost 50 an hour and all that shit. And literally the mechanics, I think, start in the high 30s, like almost 40. And I get that. I think he topped out at 50. But the mechanics there top out at 52. Or maybe 60, something like that. But you could become a master mechanic. You could become a fucking technician. And you'll be making way more feria. You know what I mean? I would do that if I was like wrenching and all that shit. But I was trying to tell him, he was like, no, I like it here. Fucking, basically he had his whole life sewed up already with the company. And I totally understand that. But my whole thing is that, yo, check this out. You're not covered. You don't have a pension. You're not protected with the union. You're not going to get a fucking raise every year from either like contractually with the union or whatever it is. Like, I was trying to do my best to tell him, and he was like, nah. Like I could tell that he wasn't declining my proposition to him because, he had it so much more better at FedEx. It was just more so the way his life was set up, he needed that schedule, Monday through Friday. Whatever it is, right? At my new job, they could send you to fucking Sun Valley. They could send you to Compton. They could send you to South. You know what I mean? Like, and he lives in the Ville. The Ville let's just say they send him to Sun Valley and that's not even the farthest. But the Ville to Sun Valley is easy 3-4 hour drive. So I totally understand it. But check this out. You could transfer at some point. Like, there's so many different things. Once you pay your dues and you just fucking thug it out and, keep it gangster, you can literally move up fast in the company, especially with his credentials. So just moral of the whole fucking story is like, I want everybody out there, because we're on the same journey. A lot of y'all, you know what I mean? Or some of y'all, whoever it is, if you've been watching since the first episode, I appreciate you, bro. And I don't talk shit on my podcast, mostly because like, I don't fucking, I don't like people or whatever. That might be a little bit of it, but I just want y'all to be on this journey with me, I was like that with so many other podcasts, like whether it be the Church of What's Happening Now, the fucking JRE podcast, the Joe Budden podcast. Like there were podcasts I would Restore Order, like different podcasts I would check in every week, and it felt like I was part of the family. And if you feel like you're part of the movement, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Because this shit is it's crazy how life goes. And I want to get a diary just to start like marking in like This is like what I put in public, but the private shit, like, oh, like, today was fucked up, this fool can suck my dick, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, not even a diary, but just like a journal entry, you know? Because just life is fucking wild. And this is a good way, like an entertaining way to get y'all on my life and my journey, but I want to get I'm going to buy a journal just to be like, yo, you know what I mean? It's your boy. So is there anything? So yeah, basically last week was my first week on the job. I'm still training right now. They sent me to fucking Chatsworth, bro. And I already knew like, once I got in a group with people who had already been with the company, I said they're gonna fuck me over. If they put the Sun Valley or the Chatsworth divisions on there, they're gonna fuck me and they're gonna put me in Chatsworth. Pause. And that's what happened. But you know what? Fuck it. Like, that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that the dice roll. The dice is gonna roll, bro. Either way, the dice is gonna roll, and whatever you hit, that's what you're gonna hit. And you either gonna double down or you're gonna crap out. I ain't gonna crap out. I'm gonna double down, and we're gonna keep it rolling, bro. Because there's no way I'm gonna fucking be crying like a little bitch about shit that's out of my hands. Just roll with it. I could transfer. I got a good schedule too. Like, I fucking lucked out. By the time these assholes want to get me the fuck out of there, because I already know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be los haters and all that shit. Once that happens, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be fucking wherever. Worst case scenario, I end up in LA, and fuck it. That's, you know, an hour and a half commute at the most. But Chatsworth, bro, I already know that shit is gonna be. That drive is gonna be fucking forever. But fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Who cares? Just take it on the chin and we riding. So I got a whole lot of shit to talk about. What do I want to talk about first? I don't know. Maybe a little tidbit. When I was walking with Presley, I was bumping Yair Saldivar, and there was this Moreno that was out there, and, you know, I'm bumping, you know, Soy Scorpio Nueve, pa toda mi raza, right? And I'm just, you know, walking with Presley, and fucking, I see the Moreno, and he looks at me, and he's all, hola! I start dying, bro. I was like, what the fuck? That's cool, though. Like, you know what I mean? When black people, or any other people for that matter, like, they do the, when they're socially conscious or whatever the fuck, and they see that, you know, they probably know a couple of, you know, yo speako ingleso and all that shit. They're like, they run with it at least a little bit, a few words. So he was like, hola, and I was like, what's up, bro? And he just like looked at me like, oh, this fool speaks English. Yeah, bro. Bilingual. Well, I'm not bilingual, but like, we're a bilingual people, especially Chicanos, you know. Some people speak more Spanish than others, and some people only know a few things or a few catchphrases like me, you know what I mean? Pela la verga, you know what I mean? Me vale. Yeah, that's all I could think of right now. Yeah, so I think that's funny. Let's see. Okay, so I bought my dad some fucking. Did I buy him Air Maxes? I think I did end up. I bought him Air Maxes that didn't fit, and then I went back and I got him some Air Maxes that fit. But I was looking at Michael Jordan shoes. They's like $200. I'm like, bro, these some fat ass bitches right here, and they're not even cool like that, bro. Like, if you really fuck with Michael Jordan, first of all, I believe Noriega when he says he was at some party or some function or something, and they asked Michael Jordan how he felt about, I guess, people in hip hop wearing his shoes. And he was like, man, fuck hip-hop. And I believe him. Like, whether that's cap or not, I believe, because Jordan, I don't want to shit on Michael Jordan. You know, not that I care about people feeling how I feel about Jordan, but it's just more so like, he comes off as very egotistical, full of himself, yada, yada, yada. So I really do believe that. Some of his shoes are cool, though. Like, some of them have, like, super sick designs. Like, I think the fours are cool, and I think that's like really the only one. But here's the problem with Jordan shoes. They're fucking big, right? And I'm a big dude. So you put some fat ass shoes, and actually, okay, right? Like, big as in, I have big fucking feet, 12, you know, size 12. You put some J's on me, I'll look like I got space boots on, no matter what the fuck I'm rocking, you know what I mean? I have some, really it's high tops, but fucking Jordan shoes are fat as hell, dog. So just wearing some big ass shits, I'm like, nah, I just don't like how they look. If you like big fucking shoes and all that, that's cool. Like, I think it's really like growing up, I wore smaller shoes, so I think that, like, had I wore J's from like as a kid or a baby or something, I think I would have liked rocking J's anyway. But just me growing up, I was just into, and I don't, should I shout them out? Fuck it, I'll just do it. Converse, Vans, you know, really like either skate or kind of like street shoes, kind of, you know what I mean? And I'm into like other shit now, so really. Jordan, fuck Michael Jordan shoes, bro. Overpriced. Like, why? You know, some of these shoes, like even like some Nikes or whoever it is, you know, I don't want to shout out any more brands. Shoes shouldn't be any more than $100, bro. They don't. Like, I get if they're a cool design, they got suede, corduroy, whatever the fuck it is, leather. If, like, I could dig $100 on that. But anything other than that is crazy. Like, I remember I would always shout out like the shoes I would wear in my song. I think I kind of still do now, not really. But just getting fly is always in my vocabulary. So with these certain shoes that I would rock, I don't know why I'm fucking blanking out right now. These certain shoes I would rock, it would kind of be like, why the fuck am I blanking out right now? That's weird. I just hear fireworks. This is weird. Yeah, so I was just always in a Vans. I don't know. That was weird. I'm sorry, huh? But with the whole Vans shit, it was just more so like I would always wear Vans, and then I never saw a reason. I had these sick ass Vans my mom bought me. Like they weren't suede, but they were like burgundy. They had cheetah print on the inside and leather. They had a leather tongue and a like a heel, like on behind like the heel and shit. Fire. And they have black laces and silver, like, you know, when you put the shits through the laces through the holes or whatever, they were silver. So literally one of a kind. I wish I could buy a pair. I'll probably look online and see if there's a pair. I'll literally rock a pair right now. They're fire as fuck. And it's funny because I always was so into my head about being like a fucking wannabe ass street dude, and not even street, but like being like dressing, like acting like a cholo and shit like that, and so fucking dumb when I look back on it. But my mom literally got me into fashion. My mom has like 2,000 pairs of shoes, and she got like 3 closets. My mom's wilding, you know what I mean? My mom been wilding with the fashion shit for forever, right? So I just feel like now that I'm into shoes and shit, I'm really seeing, and like fashion, you know, the hats or whatever, the clothes. I think it was always in me. I think with my mom and my dad, I think I was always destined to be what I am now. My mom was always loud, opinionated, fashion, you know what I mean? My mom was a hairstylist, and my father very hardworking, very strong, silent dude. But he could be really cool. Like if he got comfortable with you, like you could have he's a cool dude, like, you know what I mean? But my dad's a very hard worker, you know what I mean? So now it's just kind of like with me, I could like, it's not a surprise. I'm doing my thing. My dad was a DJ, and it was just a hobby for him. My mom's an entrepreneur, and that's what she ended up paying the bills with. So obviously, you get independent fashion entrepreneur with hardworking, very cerebral, articulate, just hardworking, like take care of business, and you put that together, you get Big Serbs. And I love my parents. I'm not gonna come up on here and talk shit about, you know, I've had my issues with my parents, and I pretty much put them aside. I don't want anybody thinking, especially when I talk shit, like either about my mom or like my dad when he comes on, like I goof around. Like I'm really not one of these dudes. I had a homie who would like cuss at his mom, and I'd be like, yo, dog, I would like get my fucking throat slit for talking shit to my mom. I talk shit to my mom now because I got fed up with it. Like I got fed up with my mom talking shit to me, so I talk shit back to my mom. But not like how this fool, he would literally tell his mom shit like, I don't give a fuck, shut the fuck up. Shit that I would literally get my ass whipped now. Like as a grown ass dude, I still get fucked up to this day. But like I told my mom, the most I'll ever go far with my mom is I don't give a fuck. That's pretty much like my mom will tell me like, hey, like certain shit, like let's just put up a scenario, right, real quick, like, you know, don't hang around these dudes. They're not good for you. Like, watch your back. And I'll tell my mom, Mom, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Like, you know what I mean? And that is rude to talk to your mom like that. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. That's, you know, kind of disrespectful. But it's just, that's our culture, bro. Like, literally, my grandma would call me all kinds of cabrons and fucking shit like that. Like, shit that I kind of forgot about because I don't want to remember my grandma for that. Like, my grandma would have to whip my ass. Not a lot, just enough for me to remember, you know, not to fuck with, you know, certain shit, or I would be punished certain ways, and, you know, my grandma would, you know what I mean, call me, talk shit to me, like pendejo and all this shit, just basically tell me, you know, you're fucking up, and I'll fuck you up, and all this shit. That's, you know, that's literally our culture. I don't know how other cultures do it, but it's just, that's the way I grew up. That's the way my uncles talk to my grandma. That's just how that's how the dice rolls, you know what I mean? And it's funny because when my mom gets crazy to me now, I'm the one to be like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, bro, it's just not that serious. Like, how did I come home from work and I'm the one getting shitted on? You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Like, that's probably not what happened, but it's just like, you know, I just think it's very interesting, like the way I grew up and the way I came out. I think, to be honest with y'all, I think I came out a lot better than my sister, and I love my sister to death. I would never talk shit about her, even though we're not talking right now. And y'all know, you know, from previous podcast episodes where me and my sister are at in life. But it's just like, I feel like what it is with my sister is just like, get over it, dude. Like whatever you, what I really want to say is like, you never went through this shit I went through. So it's kind of hard for me to look at what you went through and respect it, because I don't. Like, you're mad at them over that? Like, try going through some of the shit I went through and see if, you know, your gauge of what you give a fuck about is back to where it was at that point. Because it's not. It's really not, bro. You're one of your best friends never got killed by the police, and your best friend's never popped himself with his dad's rifle. Another friend of yours didn't fucking, you know, shoot himself. Whatever it is. Like, I got 3 on the board. I got 3 of a kind, bro. Not to put a poker analogy of it, but it's just like, that's what it is. Life gives you these cards, and you have to deal with it. I was just thinking about this where I was at work, and, you know, I have my offerings and shit like that. Like, I put Ian a Snickers because, when we were Boy Scouts, that's how I met Ian and Josh, was through Boy Scouts. And, like, I don't like doing this. I don't like talking about them on the podcast because I fucking hate when people just like cry on the podcast. But they were good homies of mine, you know what I mean? And whenever I see people go through their shit, I'm like, bro, I would kill to not have to deal with some of the pain that I deal with now. Because you're literally bitching and complaining about shit that's like unreal. Like, you're really crying about this. And that's why they say ignorance is bliss, bro. Because people go through shit and you think like, wow, you're going through that? Like, how is that even real, bro? Like, how is that even a problem? But then when I think about my homies and shit, I'm like, yo, literally I lost 3. There's people that have lost whole families, live on the street, never met their parents, shit like that, you know what I mean? The shit that's going down in Gaza and all that, and you know, literally it's like World War fucking 10 over in some places. You know, people, there's mothers that have that, you know, what is it, stillborn, they have stillborn children, or mothers that die at birth. Like, there's a lot of fucked up shit that goes on in life, bro, and it's just, it's hard to see other people who have it easier than you and not think you're a pussy. And on the flip side, it's hard not to look at other people who got a fucked up life and say, man, I'm so grateful that I have my life. You know, J. Cole, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. That shit's hard. Shout out to J. Cole. I don't like his music. The girl I'm talking to likes his music. Mufasa likes his music. He has some good music, but I think across the board, I can't listen to J. Cole all day. Like, I could listen to the Lox or some shit like that. But just going back to Ian and Raul, you know what I mean? I met them through Boy Scouts. Josh, I don't really remember what he liked. Everyone likes pizza. We've had pizza. You know, that was like kind of our thing in Boy Scouts. We brought pizza. That's obviously cheap. And who doesn't like pizza? You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I give him. But like, Ian, I'll never forget when I offered, not just him, but everybody in the van we were going home with, like, you know, what do you want from the store? I'll get you whatever, right? And it's so funny because he was like, he said, I don't remember specifically, but he said some shit like, can I get let me get a Skittles, a Kit Kat, Starburst, Sour Patch Kids, a Snickers. I say, Ian, chill the fuck out, bro. Like, you're gonna get one thing. You know what I mean? Just pick one, dog. Like, I'm not, like, cause if I have to get you all these things, I gotta get everybody in a van all them things. You know what I mean? I think he said, you know, either I want to say I got him a Snickers, and I also want to say I got him like some sour Skittles. That's what, like, I'm feeling, right? But that's what I mean when I go back to, like, the whole honoring your ancestors and elders and your loved ones, because a lot of people don't. Like, a lot of people think it's taboo to be honoring your loved ones and all that. And I think it's crazy because I literally don't like to think about them because I have to remember their passing. But I think it's better to just honor them and remember their life and celebrate the memories and cherish them, because I'm not going to lie, y'all, like, with Ian, there were times I thought he was a big crybaby. I want to say he was 15 or 14 when he passed, and I was like 17. So I was only like 2 years. But like, still, in 2 years when you're a kid, you think you're so much older and better than everybody else, like a fucking idiot. And I think that's what I wrestle with. I think I wrestle with the fact that I feel guilty for not treating him better. But regardless, deep down, I want to say I would love to think that we were brothers in Boy Scouts, and especially with Josh, because Josh, I really did look up like as like a leader, which he was. Josh was one of the best leaders in Boy Scouts, and I feel like I think he did make Eagle Scout, and I think he did, but I feel like Josh was the last of the group of Boy Scouts he came in with, which were like all dope. They literally were they were literally like the last of like the best of like the Boy Scouts that had fun and everything like that. And then by the time everyone left and he stayed, it was just kind of like, it was the last of that, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of the leadership was very poor, but it's all right. It's okay. That's just what happens. Not everybody's gonna fucking have a great, wonderful fucking life, and that's okay. Message of the day is just basically just cherish your loved ones. Not everybody is gonna be fucking here forever. You know, some of us live short fucking, you know, vida corta pero buena, like, you know, a short but good life. And you just never know, bruh. You really never know where fucking life will take you. You just, something can happen. So just cherish what you have now. And I think that's where I'm at in my life, where I just try to be thankful for what I have and not try to think too much on what could be better. This is the God's Hour.